Hi, welcome to lesson two of session one. And this tutorial is around mindsets and mindsets that you adopt and take on. And it's extremely important what your mindset is on any particular discussion, topic, whatever you're thinking about. And we all have them, and they're always there. The trick is starting to see what your mindset is around a particular anything, thought, issue, goal, you name it. Because, and I promise you, what your mindsets shift like this, and you have a mindset for just about everything. So they're super important to be really super effective. I say super a lot all of a sudden, and be really good at achieving your goals. So let's get right into it. And I'm gonna share my screen with you. And I'm gonna start off with a discussion around Keith Richards. And some of you might not know who Keith Richards is. Some of you younger folk. Keith Richards is the iconic guitar player, lead guitar player for the Rolling Stones rock and roll band. And some of you might not even know that, but that's okay. I'm going to educate you here a little bit anyway. So Keith Richards was interviewed by Rolling Stone magazine. And he was asked this question: are we the greatest rock and roll band in the world? And his answer was some nights. Other nights, it could be some garage band in Cleveland. And if you ponder that, that's pretty an amazing statement for, especially for Keith Richards, right? He's got quite the history, but it's been tremendous for me in my personal effectiveness, and it actually has changed my life. So Keith Richards is one of my gurus all of a sudden, right? So I started pondering what that means to me, right? And how that impacts me. And really what he's saying is it depends on what we're thinking that night. If we want to be the best in the world, if we're thinking we're trying to be the best in the world, or are we just going through the emotions, right? Just walking through, being on automatic, etc. But what I realized was that I could be the best at anything I want to be by shifting my mindset. Now, it doesn't mean you automatically get there, but it puts you on the trajectory, the path, if you will, to be and work on being the best at whatever you want to be the best at. It's actually profound. And it's turned my life around, and it's made me really, really focus on what's important. And they understand that, yes, with the proper mindset, I can be the best at anything I want to be. Now, will you get there automatically? No, it takes work, right? It takes practice, but without it, you're not going to get there. But with it, you've got a chance of getting there, right? And it became the main focus of my life to make sure that when I was doing something I deemed important, that I was going to do my best and try to be the best and have the mindset of being the best I can be. So, but you've got to change your mindset. And the mindset I'm going to recommend to all of you for the remainder of the program is, yes, I can be the best in the world. Yes, I can be the best in the world. I want you to adopt that mindset. And it is not a magic formula because it takes practice. You just can't say it one time and then be done with it all. So what our mindset is, it comes from our worldview, and it's basically our brainwashing, if you will, and our belief systems, our biases, our prejudices, etc., our successes, our failures, all wrapped up in our worldview. But mindset is the first clue as to what you've been brainwashed with as well. And I promise you, even me saying that term, you've been brainwashed, brings up a mindset. Everything you hear, see, react to, experience brings up a mindset. Now, the question is that mindset worth my while? Because you got control over it. You definitely have control over it. So I'm going to read this quote that I have in here. Everything you do or don't do today comes from a mindset. And that's true. You're going to find that out really quick if you haven't already. They also determine how well you do them. Mindsets are not right or wrong, they just are there. The way to look at your mindset is to determine if it is effective and useful to you and what you want your life to look like. What are your goals? What are you trying to achieve? And you'll be amazed when you start identifying your mindsets and mindsets, how often they are in the way and there are roadblocks. And so a big part of this program, being self-aware leadership and achievement, is catching yourself with those mindsets. Don't worry about where that came from. We'll get to that later on. But right now, you just want to catch your mindset at any given moment. Even right now, what's your mindset with this conversation? If something's there, whether you're present to that or not, is another subject. But it's hard because they're kind of invisible, right? Because if you always jump to a mindset when somebody says this, well, then it's tough to stop for a second, back off, and practice mindfulness to say, oh, look where my mind just went with that. Is that good? Is that necessary? Is it useful to me with what I want to do? So when you signed up for this program, right, you came in with a mindset. And the mindset was, I think I want to try something. And then you decided, this is what I'm going to try. But it all came from the mindset, I want to improve, grow, and change. That was the source of all that. And your mindset's the source of most things that's going to happen to you today, and how good you want to be at doing them today. So that's the lesson. That's the tutorial lesson for this particular lesson 2. So I'm going to invite you all for the rest of the program to not play small, and to be aware of your mindsets and practice changing them once you catch them. It is not that difficult once you start seeing them and witnessing them. And it doesn't happen like that just because you catch a mindset that's not useful and you turn it around at that moment. Doesn't mean it's going to be permanently there. This takes practice. And kind of what you're doing is reprogramming yourself. So be aware of that. Practice, practice, practice. That's all it is. So thank you. Go have a great next session. I'll see you in the next tutorial. Any questions, you give me a shout. Thanks.